Chosen one, this is not an ordinary moment. Something deep inside of you already senses it, the stirring in your spirit, the quiet whisper that refuses to be silenced. You feel it when you wake up in the middle of the night with your heart racing, as if heaven itself is leaning close to your ear. You sense it in the way life has been shifting around you, doors closing without warning, people drifting away, opportunities that once seemed secure, now dissolving like mist. And yet beneath the uncertainty, you feel an unusual calm, a hidden certainty that God is clearing the path before you. This is not the season where you wander in circles. This is the season where destiny begins to speak. Every tear you've shed, every lonely night, every misunderstood moment was not wasted. Heaven saw it all. Heaven recorded it all. And now, heaven has decided it's time to reward your endurance with revelation. You have been chosen, not because you were the loudest or the strongest, but because you carried the fire of faith when everything around you tried to snuff it out. You resisted when temptation pulled. You endured when betrayal cut deep. You stood when others mocked your devotion, and God has seen your persistence. That persistence has summoned the voice of destiny itself. But before you step into what is about to be unveiled, you must know this. Destiny rarely speaks in a whisper you can ignore. It speaks in thunder, in signs, in movements so undeniable that even those who once doubted you will be forced to admit, surely, the hand of God is on their life. The season you are entering will not only validate you, it will shift the entire atmosphere around you. There will be a moment, soon, when you feel heaven's hand rearranging everything in your favor. Some of you will watch as your enemies expose themselves without you lifting a finger. Some of you will find opportunities falling into your lap that you never chased. Others will experience a peace so overwhelming, it will silence years of inner storms. This is not coincidence. This is not chance. This is divine orchestration. Chosen one, you are walking into a chapter where the path ahead has already been swept clean. What once was blocked will be opened. What once resisted you will release you. What once mocked you will bow before the authority of your calling. And as you keep listening, you will hear it, the unmistakable voice of destiny, declaring that your season has arrived. Hold steady, do not rush, do not doubt, because what you are about to receive in this message will not only explain why the road has been so rough, it will reveal what God has been preparing behind the scenes, and how He is now positioning you for a breakthrough that cannot be stopped. What you are sensing is not random. It is heaven aligning your steps. The path before you has not been cleared by accident. This is divine strategy, written long before you breathed your first breath. When God marks a life, He does not leave that life to stumble blindly. He sets angels at the borders. He whispers in dreams. He closes doors that seem good in order to prepare the one door that leads to destiny. And that is where you stand now, on the edge of revelation. There have been moments where you questioned if you somehow made a wrong turn. You wondered if perhaps you missed the sign, if you delayed yourself through hesitation or fear. But listen carefully, God wastes nothing. Even the detours became training grounds. Even the heartbreaks became chisels shaping your character. Even the long silence became preparation for your ears to recognize His true voice. You are not behind schedule. You are right on time, because His timing has always been different than yours. When destiny begins to speak, it doesn't echo like the voices of men. It carries weight. It carries authority. It resonates in the deepest parts of your being. That is why, even in confusion, you still feel a strange peace. That is why, even when everything falls apart, you feel a quiet strength pressing you forward. Because this is not your own determination, it is God's hand, ensuring you cannot miss what belongs to you. The promise is this: if He has cleared the path, no force in hell can rebuild the obstacles. No enemy can reverse what has been undone. No betrayal can lock what has been unlocked. The same God who divided the Red Sea for Israel is the same God who is removing the walls around your destiny. And while others may scramble, compete, or manipulate, you have been invited to walk forward without striving, knowing the path is already secured. But you must understand, this unveiling is not only about blessing, it is about purpose. The reason God clears the way is because He intends for you to step into assignments larger than yourself. You will not just walk into abundance, you will walk into responsibility. You will not just taste favor, you will steward influence. And it is here that heaven calls you to prepare your heart, because the weight of destiny is both a gift and a burden. Yet do not fear the weight, for every calling carries its own provision. Where God sends, He supplies. Where He positions, He equips. The same voice that summoned you into this moment will continue to guide you once you enter it. You are not being thrust into the unknown without a map. You are being led by the Spirit who already knows every step. So breathe. Release the anxiety of control. Let go of the fear that whispers, "What if I'm not ready?" You are ready because He has made you ready. You are stepping into this because He has declared, "It is time." The silence has broken. The path has been cleared. And soon the prophecy itself will be unveiled, spoken over your life with undeniable clarity. The moment you have been sensing in your spirit, the anticipation that has been building like pressure in the air before a storm, is about to break open. This is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is the fulfillment of promises whispered to your heart in the night seasons, promises you have carried silently like seeds hidden in the soil. And now, the soil has been watered with your tears, warmed by your endurance, and it is beginning to split open with the first shoots of destiny rising into sight. What is about to emerge is not small. It is not ordinary. It is not something you can explain away as coincidence. It will be so marked by the fingerprints of heaven that even those who doubted you will be silenced. The prophecy over your life is that God Himself has cleared the roadblocks that once held you back, and He is causing destiny to speak with undeniable force. You will hear it not only in your spirit, but you will see it in your reality. Where there was confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was drought, there will be rivers. Where there was barrenness, there will be fruitfulness. Doors that were bolted shut will swing wide open, and opportunities that once eluded you will stand waiting for your yes. You will not have to chase them. They will recognize the authority upon you and open in response. But destiny's voice is not always gentle. Sometimes it shakes the ground beneath your feet. Sometimes it disrupts your comfort, dismantles your plans, and interrupts the routine you thought was secure. That is why the last season has felt so unstable. Heaven has been rearranging your environment so that when the prophecy arrives, you will not miss it by clinging to what is old. The unveiling is this: you are entering a season where what was hidden will be revealed, what was delayed will accelerate, and what was spoken over you in secret will manifest in public. The mantle you carry, the calling you've wrestled with, the vision you thought was too impossible, it is now being awakened. God is not simply giving you a blessing. He is giving you a position, a place, a voice. And with it comes a new level of responsibility and recognition. Imagine the ground trembling as a new door swings open before you. Imagine the sound of chains breaking, not just from your life, but from the lives of those connected to you. Imagine the flood of light pouring into a room that has been shut for years. This is what is coming. This is what destiny is speaking. The long night is ending, and the sunrise carries your name upon it. But understand this: destiny rarely speaks to affirm your comfort. It speaks to call you higher. It does not merely announce blessings, it declares transformation. The prophecy over you is not only that your path is clear, but that your life will now become a testimony of God's undeniable power. Your breakthrough will not be private. It will be a signpost to others who doubted the reality of His hand. And so, prepare yourself for the suddenness of it. Some things will happen quickly. Prayers you almost forgot will be answered without delay. Relationships that once seemed lifeless will either resurrect or be finally removed. Finances, resources, and connections will align in ways you could never have orchestrated. This is the sound of destiny speaking, a sequence of divine alignments that testify heaven has intervened. You may feel unprepared. You may still carry scars. You may still wonder if you are enough. But destiny does not wait for perfection. It waits for surrender. And you, in your surrender, have qualified for this moment. This is the unveiling. God has cleared the path, and now destiny itself will speak, not in whispers you doubt, but in movements so undeniable that every step you take will echo with the confirmation. This is the way. Walk in it. When God clears a path, it is never only about convenience. It is never just so you can walk without obstacles. It is a statement about timing, about alignment, about the unseen hand that has been at work long before you even recognized the struggle. To understand what is unfolding, you must see beneath the surface. This is not just about opportunity opening. This is about heaven declaring a shift in seasons, a divine now that overrides every delay. Think of the wilderness Israel endured. It was not wasted wandering, it was shaping, testing, and refining. Every dry place revealed what lived in their hearts. Every obstacle became an arena for God to reveal His power. In the same way, the difficulties you endured were never meaningless. They were not punishments, but patterns of preparation. The storms you weathered were not sent to drown you, but to teach you how to walk on water when the winds rise again. Every closed door you faced was not rejection, but redirection. When a door shuts, it is not simply denying you entry. It is God saying, "That is not where your destiny speaks. That is not where your oil flows. That is not the ground I ordained for your roots." And so He clears the path, not just by removing obstacles, but by ensuring that every step you take lands on soil already prepared for your assignment. The deeper meaning of this prophecy is that God is aligning you with His perfect timing. We live in a world obsessed with speed, with shortcuts, with instant results. But divine destiny unfolds like seasons. Winter cannot be rushed into spring. Seeds do not sprout because you demand it. They sprout because the soil, the rain, and the sunlight align in due season. Likewise, your destiny has been hidden in its season, protected until the appointed time, and now that time is arriving. Understand this. Destiny does not shout for everyone. It speaks uniquely to those who are willing to listen, to those who have trained their ears in the silence, who have learned to trust when nothing made sense. You endured long nights, not because God abandoned you, but because He was fine-tuning your hearing. Had He spoken too soon, you might have dismissed it. Had He opened the path prematurely, you might have wasted it. But now, your spirit is tuned, your discernment sharpened, your faith matured. You are ready to hear destiny when it calls your name. Light and darkness, storms and calm, doors and thresholds, these are the metaphors of destiny. Light comes not only to reveal the way forward, but to expose the shadows that tried to follow you. Storms rage not to destroy you, but to anchor you deeper into faith, so that when you step into the calm, you carry authority over turbulence. Doors do not appear to invite you into luxury. They are thresholds, gateways that require courage to cross. Each one leads you into a deeper surrender, a deeper trust, a deeper unveiling of who you truly are. Your destiny is not only about where you are going, but about who you are becoming along the way. That is why God emphasizes process as much as promise. If He simply dropped you into your destiny without preparation, the weight would crush you. But because He loves you, He has trained you, stripped you, refined you. He has taught you how to carry oil without spilling it, how to walk with authority without arrogance, how to steward influence without corruption. And so the prophecy is not just that a blessing is coming. The prophecy is that you have been transformed into the kind of person who can walk in that blessing without losing yourself. Destiny is not a gift handed to anyone. It is entrusted to those who can be trusted. And through fire and trial, through waiting and endurance, you have been proven trustworthy. What is being revealed now is not only a moment of arrival, but a mirror of identity. As you step forward, you will recognize that the person you are now is unrecognizable compared to who you were before. Stronger, wiser, softer in compassion, but sharper in discernment, less concerned with applause, more anchored in purpose. This is the fruit of the hidden years, the evidence that God's hand was shaping you when it seemed silent. So take heart. The storms had meaning. The wilderness had meaning. The silence had meaning. Every season was carrying you to this moment. The path has been cleared, not merely to make life easier, but to prove that destiny itself has waited for you, and now it is ready to speak, loud enough for the whole world to notice. When heaven moves, the natural world begins to echo it. You will not be left wondering if this prophecy is real. Signs will rise around you like markers on the road, reminding you that you are not imagining things. These confirmations are not for your ego, they are for your reassurance, so that when the shaking begins, you will know it is the hand of God at work. The first sign will be the restlessness of your spirit. You may find yourself unable to remain in places that once felt comfortable. Conversations that once entertained you now feel shallow. Environments that once satisfied you now feel too small. This is not frustration, It is divine stretching. Your spirit is outgrowing what no longer matches your calling. The second sign will be the shift in relationships. Some will drift quietly away without explanation. Others will reveal their true motives, surprising you with honesty or betrayal. Do not mourn the exits, for they are proof the path is being cleared. Those who cannot handle where you are going will be removed before they can weigh you down, and those who remain will prove themselves to be divine allies, sharpened for this next chapter. The third sign will be sudden clarity in your thoughts. Where confusion once swirled, you will feel unusual focus. Ideas, strategies, and creative sparks will flow without effort. You may even wake from sleep with solutions that once seemed impossible. This is the voice of destiny speaking through inspiration, aligning your mind with heaven's blueprint. The fourth sign will be small breakthroughs that come as previews. A closed door suddenly opens. A prayer you whispered months ago is answered in detail. A stranger affirms something God already whispered to you. These are not random blessings. They are appetizers of the greater feast, designed to assure you that more is coming. The fifth sign will be the weight of peace. Even in the middle of uncertainty, you will feel unexplainable calm. The storm may rage around you, but within you, there will be stillness, the kind that surpasses understanding. That peace is not natural, it is supernatural evidence that God Himself is carrying you. And finally, the sixth sign will be unusual resistance. Yes, resistance itself can be confirmation. When doors swing open, opposition often rises in the same moment. Do not confuse resistance with rejection. Often, it is the enemy's last attempt to intimidate you before breakthrough. If you sense unusual pushback, rejoice. It means the gate has already been unlocked. Each of these signs points to one truth. Destiny is speaking, and the path is unfolding. Watch closely. Listen carefully. Do not dismiss the subtle or the sudden. Heaven speaks in whispers and in thunder, and if you pay attention, you will see the fingerprints of God scattered all over your journey. This is how you will know you are not walking into fantasy. You are walking into prophecy. Before the fullness of destiny unfolds, there will be resistance not because you are disqualified, but because you are chosen. The path may be cleared, but the walk will still require faith. Too many expect destiny to arrive wrapped in ease, but the truth is that every promise comes with pressure, and every new level demands new endurance. One challenge you will face is the weight of delay. Even when God has spoken, there can be moments where nothing seems to move. The danger in these pauses is not that the promise has failed, but that impatience tries to sabotage your peace. You will be tempted to rush ahead, to force doors, to manufacture outcomes. But remember, if God has cleared the way, you do not need to bulldoze it. The pause is only proof that timing matters as much as promise. Another challenge will be misunderstanding. As your steps become clearer, not everyone around you will understand what is happening. Some will misread your silence. Others will accuse you of pride. A few may even mock your faith, insisting you are chasing illusions. These voices will sting, but they are part of the refining. Destiny does not require universal agreement. It requires divine confirmation. Stand firm even when human approval fades. There will also be the test of distraction. Just before breakthrough, the enemy often dangles counterfeit opportunities that look promising, but lack God's breath. Relationships that feel comforting but carry hidden compromise. Shortcuts that glitter, but will collapse beneath your feet. Do not be seduced by what is almost right. The challenge is to wait for what is fully aligned, even when almost is easier to reach. Perhaps the hardest challenge will be the pressure of spiritual warfare. As you approach your moment, you may feel old fears resurfacing, sudden waves of discouragement, or attacks on your mind and body. This is not proof of failure, it is proof of nearness. Battles intensify at the edge of victory. When shadows grow darker, it is because the light is about to break through. Do not mistake these challenges for punishment. They are confirmation. Tests precede testimony. Resistance precedes release. And if you are feeling the squeeze, the misunderstanding, the warfare, it is only because you are closer than you think. So endure the hidden challenges with steady faith. Remember that gold is only proven by fire, and oil only flows when the olive is crushed. These struggles will not disqualify you, they will mark you. They will brand your spirit with the strength required to carry what God is entrusting to you. Lift your head. Do not shrink back. What opposes you now is temporary, but what awaits you is eternal. The path is cleared, but a cleared path does not walk itself. You are being summoned not only to witness destiny, but to partner with it. Every prophecy requires obedience. Every breakthrough requires stewardship. The instructions you are about to hear are not suggestions. They are invitations to alignment, sacred keys that unlock the door now standing before you. The first instruction: guard your atmosphere. Not every voice deserves access to your spirit in this season. There are people who will drain you, conversations that will confuse you, environments that will suffocate your growth. You must be ruthless in protecting your peace. God has not cleared the path so you can clutter it again with distractions. Choose carefully who walks with you, because not everyone who began with you is meant to finish with you. The second instruction: sharpen your prayer life. The next chapter will not be sustained by talent, strategy, or effort alone. It will be fueled by intimacy with God. This is not the time for casual prayers whispered out of routine. This is the time for intentional, burning intercession. Rise early. Stay late. Create altars in your daily rhythm where heaven and earth meet. Every word you release in prayer is building the scaffolding of the future you are about to step into. The third instruction: steward your body and mind. Do not neglect the vessel God has chosen to carry his assignment. Rest when you must. Feed your spirit with truth and your body with strength. Lay aside the habits that drain your clarity. Destiny will demand endurance, and preparation is an act of faith. Discipline is not punishment, it is alignment. The fourth instruction: listen for divine strategies. God is not only revealing blessings, he is releasing blueprints. Pay attention to the ideas, the nudges, the patterns that emerge in your spirit. Write them down. Treat them as sacred. What seems like a simple thought could be heaven's solution, delivered to your heart in seed form. Many miss destiny because they dismiss instruction. Do not make that mistake. The fifth instruction: walk boldly in obedience. Fear will whisper, "What if you fail?" Pride will whisper, "What if you succeed?" But obedience silences both voices. Your responsibility is not outcome, it is faithfulness. If God says step, you step. If he says wait, you wait. If he says speak, you speak. Obedience may not always make sense, but it always bears fruit. And the sixth instruction: give thanks in advance. Gratitude is not just a response to blessing, it is a weapon that attracts it. When you thank God before you see the result, you are declaring trust in his timing and his promise. Gratitude shifts atmospheres, disarms fear, and invites peace. Let your lips be filled with thanksgiving, not complaints. These instructions are not burdens, they are lifelines. They will stabilize you when the shaking comes, center you when distractions arise, and empower you when opportunities present themselves. Remember, a cleared path does not mean a careless walk. It means you have been entrusted with holy ground, and how you walk upon it matters. So rise with focus, guard your spirit, burn with prayer, care for your vessel, record the whispers, obey without hesitation, and thank God with every breath. Do this, and you will not only step into destiny, you will sustain it. Because the truth is, destiny is not a single moment. It is a lifetime of partnership with God's plan, and these instructions are your roadmap. Even as the path clears and the instructions take root, you must know this: you are not walking forward alone. You are surrounded. You are covered. You are shielded by a presence far greater than the threats against you. The same God who opened this way has also stationed protection around it, ensuring that no arrow of the enemy will strike you outside of his will. There will be nights when fear tries to creep in, whispering of failure, loss, or attack. But remember what is written: the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Psalm 34:7. This is not poetry, it is promise. Invisible warriors have been assigned to your journey. They go before you, they stand beside you, they follow behind you. When you step, they step. When you rest, they guard. Protection does not always mean the absence of conflict. It means victory in the midst of it. Daniel was not spared the lion's den, but the mouths of the lions were shut. The 3 Hebrew boys were not spared the fire, but the flames could not burn them. Likewise, you may step into situations that seem dangerous, but you will emerge untouched, because God himself has placed a shield around you. There will also be assurance in the subtle ways God confirms His covering. A sudden peace in the middle of chaos. A word of encouragement arriving at the exact moment you thought of giving up. A door closing just before harm could reach you. These are not coincidences. They are the fingerprints of divine guardianship, guiding you step by step. And when the enemy tries to remind you of past failures, when he floods your mind with anxiety or shame, remember the blood that speaks a better word. The cross has already secured your victory. The covenant over you is unbreakable. The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives within you, guarding your spirit with eternal power. Take comfort in this. The God who cleared your path has also prepared your shield. His protection is not fragile. His covering is not temporary. You are not walking exposed. You are walking with heaven's army surrounding you. And no matter how loud the storm rages, no matter how fierce the opposition rises, you can rest in the assurance that you are unshakable in His hand. So lift your head, breathe deeply. The one who called you is the same one who protects you. And as you continue, you will discover that His protection is not only about safety, it is about making sure you reach the very fulfillment He has promised. When the path has been cleared, when the instructions have been obeyed, and when the protection of God surrounds you, something begins to shift so dramatically that it cannot be hidden. Transformation begins to radiate from your very being. It is not just about external blessings, it is about the unveiling of who you truly are. You will notice it first in the atmosphere around you. Places that once drained you will no longer hold power. People who once dismissed you will begin to look at you differently, not because you have forced change, but because the light within you has become undeniable. The authority of destiny cannot be hidden. It shines through your words, your presence, even your silence. Then, you will feel it internally. The burdens that once seemed unbearable will no longer weigh you down. Anxiety will loosen its grip. Fear will find no foothold. Instead, a steady confidence will anchor your soul. Not arrogance, not pride, but a deep knowing. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Every wound has been woven into wisdom. Every delay has been turned into preparation. Every tear has been gathered into testimony. The fulfillment of prophecy is rarely a single moment. It is a series of unveilings, each more glorious than the last. You will begin to see opportunities unfolding that align so perfectly, it will make you pause in awe. Conversations that shift your direction. Partnerships that accelerate your calling. Resources released right when they are needed. These are not scattered blessings, they are pieces of the puzzle locking into place, revealing the larger picture God had in mind all along. And as destiny speaks louder, you will also feel a greater weight of purpose. This is not just about what you gain, it is about who you lift. Your breakthrough becomes a bridge for others. Your testimony becomes a map for those still wandering. Your light becomes a signal in the dark, reminding others that God is still faithful. Fulfillment is never selfish, it is always contagious. Picture yourself standing at the threshold of promise. Behind you, the echoes of wilderness and warfare. Before you, the open field of calling and purpose. As you step forward, you are not the same person who once trembled in doubt. You are refined, you are radiant, you are ready. This is the miracle of transformation. Not that your circumstances alone change, but that you emerge changed within them. And when you look back, you will see the divine thread weaving through it all. The nights you thought would break you, the friendships that ended abruptly, the moments you thought God had forgotten. All of them were stitches in the garment of destiny you now wear with dignity. The fulfillment is this: you are not who you used to be, and you will never return to what once bound you. You are walking into a chapter marked by favor, sustained by peace, and defined by divine purpose. Heaven has spoken, destiny has confirmed, and your life, from this moment forward, will never again be ordinary. This is the sound of destiny fulfilled, the whisper of heaven now roaring through your steps. Now the word has been spoken, the path revealed, the signs unveiled. What remains is for you to anchor it in your spirit, not just as a passing encouragement, but as a living prophecy carried into your daily walk. For this reason, let these affirmations be etched into your heart, words you can return to when doubt tries to rise. I am walking a cleared path, divinely ordered and secured. I am protected, prepared, and positioned for destiny. I am transformed, strengthened, and ready for fulfillment. I am not alone. Heaven surrounds me as I step forward. Emo. Repeat them until they feel like breath in your lungs. Speak them until your atmosphere bends to their truth. They are not empty phrases. They are declarations rooted in divine promise, aligning your voice with heaven's decree. And now, receive this blessing. May the peace of God guard your mind as you step into this next season. May courage rise within you like fire, silencing every whisper of fear. May divine favor go before you, opening doors no man can shut. May your heart remain tender even as your spirit grows strong. May your steps be guided with precision, your hands filled with provision, your voice amplified with authority. Let no weapon formed against you prosper. Let every shadow scatter before the light that you now carry. Let every assignment of the enemy crumble, every chain break, every curse reverse. You are not walking into uncertainty, you are walking into fulfillment. You are not stumbling into chance, you are being led into destiny. And may gratitude be your constant companion, reminding you that every battle prepared you, every delay positioned you, every tear watered the ground beneath your feet. For now, you rise not as the same person who began this journey, but as one crowned with purpose, anointed for impact, sealed by divine promise. Go forward in faith, go forward in peace, go forward knowing that your destiny is not silent, it is speaking, and its voice will echo through every step you take. The path is clear, the time is now, and your life will never be the same. Amen.